Hello. Welcome to the Porch, presented by the Swxtr Club. I am Rellum, the gorgeous one.
Oh shit. Bro, you doing my intro, bro?
Maybe.
You hear this? You see this? Bro, you did kill that shit though. You killed that shit.
That was my impression.
I like it, bro. I like it. But I am Rodney, the gorgeous one. They say who? The gorgeous Rodney. Here encouraging you to be as gorgeous as you can be every day. You deserve it. You already know who this is. My boy just dropped a new project. 5 stages. Who is Rellum?
Yep.
For those that don't know, who is Rellum?
Rellum is an artist. I just love creating. Like, it doesn't matter what it is, if it's a photo, if it's a piece of music, if it's a video, a film, it doesn't matter. I just love being a part of the creative process.
Okay.
So I don't want to, say Rellum is a musician or Rellum is, one thing. Yeah, it's just someone who likes to be a part of art in any way possible.
Okay. So can you tell us about your musical experience leading up to this collection right here?
Okay.
You want it?
So I feel like that's one of the things that we have in common is, we didn't really have that traditional, musical upbringing that a lot of musicians have. I wasn't, writing songs at 8 or 9 years old.
Little prodigy.
Exactly. I didn't really come from a musical family, not even really a creative family. That wasn't something that we did. I kind of feel like my parents expected me to be, like an engineer or something like that, something a little more practical.
Okay. Something with benefits.
Yeah, exactly.
You could have made something out of yourself.
But in my early 20s, I was working for this record company, record studio, whatever, and I was shooting all the videos and photography for all their artists. And man, that was really the first time that I was around music, constantly on a daily basis. And I don't know, man, I just caught the bug. I was really interested in what they were doing. I was always asking questions, trying to figure things out, and eventually I just decided, man, this is something that I really want to try and I want to learn. And that learning process really started with you and Joey when we formed a band. And
FOFL.
FOF.
Wait, did I get it right?
Throw your ass up like this.
There you go. Wait, god damn it. Wait. Do it again.
Do this.
Alright, there you go. Yeah.
So, about a year ago, actually, to this day, I sat down and I just thought about, what I wanted to do with music. And, I'm more of a behind the scenes type person, so I want to, I don't know, it's hard for me to put myself out there sometimes just because, not necessarily that I have a problem doing it, it's more, it's just not really who I am. It's not something that I seek out. I don't really seek attention or anything. So, I kind of factored that into, the brand that I wanted to create. And what I really came up with was that I was drawn to people who create masks and perform their music with a mask on. And, I just looked at, Dead Mouse and Daft Punk and Marshmallow, and just all these different artists that were doing their thing, and I just
Cause he know that's the question that's coming next. Like, what that mask at, man?
yeah, that
like,
mask.
That mask,
Okay.
man. When I seen the mask, oh my God, it was so amazing. You got lights bouncing off of this way. You got lights bouncing that way. I mean, I'm like, oh shit, what is this? And you got lights around the eyes. I'm like, what is this?
That was the other thing, man. I really wanted it to be futuristic, but at the same time have a retro feel to it. So let me bust it out real quick. I brought it with me.
Man, let's go, man. Let's go.
This is my homie.
This is so tough.
Yeah, man.
Put that shit close to the cam. Let the cam see it. Let them see it. That shit is so dope.
So here underneath, I'll be running the electronics, and I'll tuck it in underneath the mask, and I'll have a battery and a little microchip that'll be running the lights. And I'm working on figuring out how to code it right now. You really have so many different patterns and possibilities. So.
Nah, I'm up for that. That shit, popping bull. That shit, popping bull. Nah, salute on that, man. How long did it take to make that?
Too long.
The short answer.
I would say about a month and a half.
Month and a half.
But that's working on it maybe I don't know, 3-4 days a week for a couple hours.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Cause I'm I guess shaping the mask, I wanted it to be structurally sound. That was really important. And then I've never really messed with electronics or anything, so figuring out how to solder cables and stuff to my motherboard, and then figuring out how to hook that up to the computer.
So you learned all that as you were building this Mac.
Yeah, man, I did.
Nice.
I like to do a lot of projects where I put myself in a position to learn something new. Like, I built a motorized skateboard, and I had no previous experience with any of that. And same thing, just went online, found blueprints, learned how to do everything.
That shit was pretty cool.
It was, man.
That shit was pretty cool.
This was before the scooter craze. I've made it to forming, what I think I want my music to represent, and it all comes off of that robot.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, does robot have a name, or is it just Rellum?
I just wanted it to be called Rellum.
Rellum? Yeah. Alright, I like it.
Yeah, I just wanted to be synonymous with the name. Okay. So whenever you think Rellum, I don't really want you to think of my face or anything. I want you to think of this robot. I feel like it kind of gives it a little more of a universal appeal. I want you to, I want it to be ageless. I want it to be, not have an ethnicity. I want it to be timeless. Okay. That's the goal.
Robots are timeless. What about inspirations? I mean, you got a lot of sounds. You got a lot of wavy shit going on. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Who are some of your inspirations, like your influences?
Man, it's always hard to narrow something like that down.
Facts.
But there are, maybe like 5 to 10 people who I constantly am looking at for inspiration. I really like Outkast a lot. So, I was born in Germany, and coming over here to Georgia and, trying to get into the music scene that, was developing over here. Those were one of the first groups that I got into, and, it changed me for sure.
Same.
And I really like Rat-a-tat a lot. I know they worked with Kid Cudi a few times, but they had a really unique blend of electronic music and hip hop that I was kind of trying to get to, and then present day kind of the Odezas and the Flumes and stuff. I feel like they're kind of pushing things along a little bit with creating a unique sound. So yeah, man, that kind of
I like that.
It's kind
I
of
like
the
that
music.
blend right there, man.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of everything.
Absolutely, man. Coming from Germany, I would go and visit my family in the summers, and I would be exposed to a lot of like techno and like house and just dance music and overall. And this was before it really seeped its way into the mainstream culture over here. And I would say probably my biggest influences over there would be Daft Punk and Fatboy Slim and Kid Cudi. He's always, to me, he tried to be a little different than everything that was going on, and I've always been drawn to people being different. For whatever reason, something that's inside of me that is always yelling to try and do something different. Let's see. I mean, obviously, as a producer, Kanye West, just the span of his career, and I love how he kind of brings a little bit of a different sound to each album that he releases, and that's something that I really want to challenge myself to do. I really like Danger Mouse as a producer. I feel like he's had a unique sound.
So, with 5 stages,
Yeah.
what was your creative process with this collection?
I would say I never really have a set way of doing a song. I feel like I'm always chasing some type of wave or something. So some songs can start off of just hearing a really awesome sample. Something can come about from sitting down at the piano, or a lot of the times I'll even just go back through projects that are years old, and for whatever reason they never got finished back then, and then in that moment it just strikes that chord with no pun intended.
And it takes you there.
Yeah, exactly. So I would say those are kind of the 3 ways that things just happen.
Okay.
And
as I spark this, I'm gonna say thank you to my dog Rellum.
no, thanks for having me, bro.
This is our first episode of the Porch at night.
It is.
I'm digging it. Tell us where we can find your music. Tell us where we can follow you on social media. Mm-hmm. Let us know where to find Rellum. When Rellum is coming, what door is he coming through?
Yeah. I would say the main 2 things that I use are Instagram and YouTube. Unfortunately, I don't have a Facebook page right now. I'm not sure if I'll end up creating one, we'll see. But my Instagram handle is rellumATL, and same thing goes for my YouTube page, just Rellum. Yeah, those are really the only 2 things that I'll be using.
Well, that's where we'll be at.
Yeah.
What about SoundCloud? SoundCloud?
Yeah, I'm on SoundCloud. Username Rellum. Same with Spotify. I got a Spotify artist page recently, and it's Rellum as well. Alright, with that being said, I want to talk to all my dreamers, all my creators, all my lovers. Don't stop. Keep doing what you're doing. Peace. Cool.
You be on the lookout for everything Rellum.
Yeah.
Like, share, subscribe, all that. And thank you.